So inside the gold factor product, you have um, what is it? Just over 700 billion little gold crystals in each serving of the product. That's a lot. These are really tiny, and we'll talk a little bit about how small they are in just a few minutes. But each one of these gold crystals is capable of participating in 4,600 reactions every single second. Now, your body is not going to utilize it to that full extent because there's a lot of other factors involved with it. Right? Your body doesn't need that uh, benefit every time. And it depends on what you're doing, your activity level, your age, all those other things, and what it is your body's trying to do at the time as to whether or not it's going to take full advantage of that capability. What it does mean is that whenever your body has a need to produce the energy, the gold is present there, it's going to be able to take advantage of it and again reduce its need or the energy cost to perform whatever that role or function is. A little slow. So let's take a minute to talk about how we make this. And I think this is kind of a key factor here. You will see other colloidal gold or crystalline gold products in the marketplace. There are a couple pharmaceuticals that are based on gold. All of those are made through a chemical process, meaning they take a gold compound that contains gold and some other element and some other acids and a few other things. They mix them all together, chemical reaction takes place, and you end up with gold crystals in the end. But you're also left with all of these other pieces, right? All the other chemicals that were involved, they're still byproducts, and what's left of the reaction still floating around in it. And a lot of times, those things get in the way of the activity of the gold, and in some cases, are actually responsible for some of the side effects and other things that you maybe don't want associated with the gold product. What makes gold factor very unique and very different from everything else out there is the way that it's made. So it's called an electrochemical process. And it starts off with ultra pure water. So that's what's coming in on the left-hand side here through a low pump. This water is, it starts off with just municipal stuff that's gone through and filtered and processed and highly treated stuff so that when in the end, it's almost 100% pure water. Nothing else in it, no other elements, no other minerals, nothing. And the reason is the gold, as we add it in here, is really just suspended in the water. It's not dissolved. And if there's anything else floating in the water with it, it's going to cause that gold to react and fall out of solution. And at that point, it's no longer active. So they have to have very pure water. This is in the same level as the water they would use in manufacturing a circuit board. It might go into your computer or into your cell phone. It has to be very, very clean. And so that water comes in, and you see the little gold rods in the slide here. Those are, again, very pure gold. And it's 99.99% pure gold. So that's about 10 times more pure than the 24 karat gold on your jewelry. Right? So very pure water, very pure gold. We pass an electric current through it in a certain manner at a certain strength. And in so doing, as the water moves through this trough, the gold concentration increases. So you can kind of see in the picture here how that pink color increases as the water is moving from left to right. In the end, you end up with the gold factor solution that has that very distinct pink color. And that color is important. If that color changes as you're using, or you may have done something with the product, that's an indication that the solubility or that delicate suspension has been affected. And you may have lost some potency in the product. As long as it maintains that pink color, good to go. All right, so let's move on. Talk a little bit about the size of the gold here. So this, you can kind of get a rough idea of just how small these crystals are. They sit in about the 20 to maybe 40 nanometers in size. So I give you a reference, something that may be a little more noticeable these days. Antibodies sit at around 10 nanometers in size. The viruses that they're aimed at treating are about 10 times larger, about 100 nanometers in size. Gold factor sits in between those two, at about maybe double the size of an antibody. This is still many times smaller than the period at the end of a sentence, right? That's maybe a good reference for most people. Here you're looking at something that's about 1,000,000 times smaller than that period. So still really tiny stuff. And that's why you can get billions of these things in each ounce or two of the product.